On September 3rd, a profound and extraordinary vision took place that would forever change the heart of Sister Marta. While immersed in prayer, she witnessed the miraculous appearance of Pope John Paul II, whose presence was so vibrant and full of life that she instantly recognized him. It was a vision not of a distant past, but of a man still very much alive in spirit. The Pope, glowing with vitality, joined her in the sacred act of praying the Rosary, reinforcing the unbreakable bond between heaven and earth. This moment underscored the power of prayer and its ability to transcend the limitations of time and space. During this vision, Pope John Paul II shared a powerful message about the spiritual significance of the Rosary, particularly their choice to pray in Latin. He explained to Sister Marta that Latin, the Church's sacred language, unites people around the world in their devotion, fostering a sense of communion despite the vast distances that separate them. This connection through language, he said, was a testament to the Church's enduring history and its ability to remain united even in times of great adversity and turmoil. When the Rosary came to an end, Pope John Paul II spoke to Sister Marta with great urgency. His message was clear: prayer, especially the Rosary, is the foundation of the Church's strength in these trying times. The challenges the Church faces are not only profound but unprecedented, and prayer is the only way to endure and overcome these future trials. He specifically asked for prayers on behalf of several pressing concerns. First, the Pope highlighted the importance of prayer for the unity of the Church. He emphasized that the Church must remain united, especially in the face of both internal and external tensions that threaten to divide it. The survival of the Church's mission depends on its ability to remain one body, with each member united in prayer and purpose. He urged the faithful to pray for peace and reconciliation among clergy, laypeople, and church authorities, so that the Church may fulfill its sacred role. Pope John Paul II then turned his attention to families, stressing their critical role as the foundation of both the Church and society. With the growing threats of secularism and the erosion of traditional values, the Pope urged the faithful to strengthen families through prayer, faith, and love. Families, he said, are the bedrock on which the future of the Church rests, and without their stability, the mission of the Church would falter. Finally, the Pope spoke about the state of faith in the world. Many, he observed, were turning away from Christ's teachings, and the faith of many had grown cold. He implored Sister Marta to offer prayers for the renewal of faith, particularly for those who have become apathetic or doubtful. For the Pope, the strength of the Church lies in the strength of its faith, and without that, the Church cannot stand firm in its mission. Through this profound encounter, Pope John Paul II left Sister Marta with a powerful and urgent call. The challenges ahead are great, but through prayer, unity, and faith, the Church can endure. These words resonate with us all, reminding us of the immense power of prayer and the importance of staying steadfast in our faith as we face the uncertainties of the future. The storms that loom over the Church are unlike any seen before, threatening to shake its very foundation. Yet, in these turbulent times, Pope John Paul II's message resounds with unwavering clarity. The Eucharist must be protected at all costs. The Eucharist is not merely a ritual or symbol. It is the true presence of Christ, the source and summit of Christian life. Without it, the Church loses its very heart. He foresaw the growing attacks against the Eucharist, coming from both within and outside the Church, and he fervently prayed for its sanctity to be preserved. Pope John Paul II's devotion to the Eucharist was absolute. He recognized that in a world increasingly detached from the sacred, the real presence of Christ would become a target. He urged the faithful to cherish and defend this divine gift, warning that forces seeking to weaken the Church would first seek to undermine the Holy Eucharist. For where there is no Eucharist, there is no Church. During a remarkable conversation with Sister Marta, the Pope revealed a truth that shocked many. Despite his saintly life, he had passed through purgatory. This revelation was unexpected, yet it carried profound wisdom. The Pope humbly acknowledged that while he had served as the vicar of Christ, he was still human, still fallible, and still accountable before God. No one, no matter how holy, is exempt from purification. His time in purgatory was not a punishment, but a necessary refinement before entering the fullness of God's glory. He explained that every soul must be purified to stand before the divine presence in perfect holiness. Even as a pope, he had made mistakes, and like every soul, he needed to be cleansed of all imperfections. However, he expressed deep gratitude to the Virgin Mary, to whom he had entrusted his entire life. It was through her powerful intercession that he was granted protection in his final moments, ensuring that he did not stray from the path of salvation. Pope John Paul II's vision was not merely personal, it was a reflection of the Church itself. He likened the suffering of the Church to that of Christ. Just as Christ had to endure his passion and crucifixion before his resurrection, so too must the Church pass through a time of great purification. The trials the Church faces, scandals, internal division, and external persecution, are not signs of its end, but of its renewal. The Church must be cleansed to emerge stronger, holier, and more faithful to Christ's mission. This purification, though painful, is necessary. The Church has been wounded by sin, weakened by compromise, and shaken by controversy. But just as gold is tested by fire, so too will the Church be refined through trials. Pope John Paul II urged the faithful to stand firm, to cling to prayer, confession, and unwavering faith. Through these, the Church will not only endure but rise in greater glory. Sister Marta's vision echoes the crisis many believers feel today, the uncertainty, the confusion, the fear that the Church is crumbling. But Pope John Paul II's message offers hope. The Church is not defined by its struggles, but by its unbreakable devotion to Christ. It is not human failure that determines its fate, but divine providence. The faithful are called not to despair, but to trust in God's plan. Now is the time to be vigilant. Now is the time to defend the Eucharist with renewed fervor. Now is the time to pray, to fast, and to stand unshaken in faith. The storms may rage, but the Church, built on Christ, will never fall. Victory belongs to those who remain steadfast. Will you be among them? In these turbulent times, the Church stands firm in its sacred role, enduring a profound purification process, despite the inevitable suffering that accompanies such transformation. Sister Marta's vision offers a powerful glimpse into the future, reminding us of the importance of unwavering faith, prayer, and unity within the Church. As the vision unfolded, she received a final, pressing message from Pope John Paul II, urging believers to embrace the Holy Rosary as a spiritual weapon that has the divine power to alter lives and heal the world. He proclaimed that anyone who commits to the daily recitation of this sacred prayer can experience its extraordinary promises, which provide spiritual strength, protection, and a deeper connection with God. Pope John Paul II passionately believed in the transformative power of the Rosary, and he entrusted Sister Marta with the mission of spreading its significance far and wide. Through this prayer, we find solace, guidance, and a path to divine favor amidst the uncertainty and struggles of our world. His words are a reminder to us all that, despite the pain and turmoil we may face, the Rosary offers a sanctuary of hope, a source of grace in times of fear, and a way to foster unity among the faithful. This call for prayer is more than just an invitation. It is a lifeline for those who seek peace, spiritual strength, and divine protection in a world that often seems lost. Sister Marta's vision is an urgent call for prayer, unity, and deep devotion. It serves as a reminder that the power of prayer is not just in the words spoken, but in the faith and intention behind them. The message urges us to hold on to the certainty that God's plan is unfolding, even in the midst of struggle, and that through prayer and devotion, the Church will emerge stronger, purified, and more united. We are encouraged to follow Pope John Paul II's example, to pray with sincerity, and to trust in the Blessed Virgin Mary's intercession, asking her to protect and guide us on this journey. The story also intertwines with the profound mystery of the Shroud of Turin, encouraging us to reflect on the sacred signs of God's presence in our lives. It calls us to ponder the deeper spiritual mysteries of the world, unveiling the divine truths that have long been hidden from our eyes. These mysteries serve as a reminder of our shared faith and our collective responsibility to nurture it, especially in times of trial. Through Sister Marta's vision and the teachings of Pope John Paul II, we are reminded that we are not alone on this path. Together, we must hold fast to our convictions, cultivate our spiritual lives through the Rosary, and join in solidarity with the Church as it navigates through its purification. The message is clear. In times of darkness, it is our faith, our prayers, and our unity that will lead us through, just as the Rosary provides us with the strength to persevere. As we reflect on these words, let us respond with a powerful Amen, as a symbol of our commitment to prayer and belief in the Virgin Mary's intercession. Let us also remember that, in these uncertain times, it is our collective participation in the call to prayer that will bring us closer to God's grace. Together, we can face the trials ahead with unwavering hope, knowing that God's love and mercy will always guide us toward the light. May your heart be filled with faith and trust in the power of prayer as we embark on this spiritual journey together.